Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the disappearance of Brianna Maitland. Brianna was born in Burlington, Vermont on October 8, 1986 to a Bruce and Kelly Maitland. In October of 2003, when she turned 18, she moved 15 miles away from her family to attend her friend's high school. Her parents were not happy with her moving out, with the knowledge she would be couch surfing with no stable living conditions. By February of 2004, she found a stable living situation with her childhood friend Jillian Stout in Sheldon, Vermont, which is about 20 miles west of Montgomery. It was at this time she decided to drop out of high school to get her GED. As it had become difficult to work and attend high school, she worked as a dishwasher at the Black Lantern Inn in Montgomery. On March 19, 2004, Brianna passed her GED exam. To celebrate, she and her mother had lunch and spent the afternoon shopping. The only thing notable that day was a sudden change in Bri's mood. She had walked out of the department store while Kelly was checking out. When she met her in the parking lot, Brianna was noticeably shook, but Kelly decided not to pry. Kelly dropped her off between 3:30 and 4. She had to work that evening. Before leaving for her shift at the Black Lantern, Bri left a note for Jillian stating she would be home that evening. This is just a quick sidebar. Why would she leave a note for such a random thing? That information seems like it would be a given. Plus, Jillian was going away that weekend visiting family and didn't see the note until she returned home on Monday. Wouldn't Bri have known that her friend that she had lived with was going out of town? I guess it's just my personal observation. According to her co-workers, Brianna's shift was uneventful. She didn't make or receive any phone calls. At the end of her shift around 11:20, she was seen by co-workers getting into her car and leaving the parking lot. That was the last time Brianna Maitland was seen alive. When Jillian arrived home on Monday to find that Bri wasn't home, she simply assumed she had moved back in with her parents and brother in East Franklin. I'm starting to suspect that their friendship may not have been a healthy one. On March 20th, a trooper was dispatched to an abandoned barn off East Berkshire Road and State Route 118 in Montgomery, Vermont. A green 1985 Oldsmobile Delta was found at an odd angle backed into the building. The rear tires were elevated, disabling the vehicle. There were no indications that the vehicle was in an accident. On closer examination, the vehicle was unlocked and the keys were missing. There were 2 uncashed paychecks totaling $150 in the front seat, and more personal effects were found on the ground around the vehicle. The trooper had the vehicle towed, assuming it was DUI related. State troopers tried to notify Brianna that they had impounded her vehicle to no avail. No one actually realized she had been missing until 3 days later. On March 23, 2004, Jillian called Bri's parents to see where she was. Kelly, her mother, immediately reported her missing upon the revelation that her car was discovered abandoned. Police initially considered the case a possible runaway, but on March 30th, her vehicle was processed by the Vermont Crime Lab, where they found prescription medication for migraines, her contact lenses, clothing, makeup, and driver's license, along with unknown DNA. At this point, investigators did suspect foul play. Several people came forward stating that they saw her vehicle abandoned with lights and turning signals still left on the night of her disappearance, including Brianna's former boyfriend. During a search in October 2007, a pair of weathered blue jeans were discovered about 7 miles from her abandoned car. The jeans were analyzed, but results were never made public. There were no further leads in this investigation. The case went cold, and it still remains unsolved.